Russian President Vladimir Putin attended a launch ceremony in New Delhi marking the introduction of RT India, a new branch of the Russian state-backed media network. The event, held in the Indian capital, featured the presence of Margarita Simonyan, editor-in-chief of RT and head of the Rossiya Segodnya media group. Kremlin-released images show Putin and Simonyan observing the formal unveiling of the platform, which expands Russia's international media footprint into one of the world's largest and fastest-growing information markets. The ceremony took place against the backdrop of deepening India-Russia political and economic ties, with both governments stepping up cooperation in energy, defense, and strategic communications. The launch of RT India adds a new dimension to that relationship for providing Moscow with another channel through which to communicate its positions to Indian audiences at a time when global information competition continues to intensify. Footage released by the Kremlin captures several key moments. In the first sequence, Putin and Simonyan appear standing alongside officials at the ceremony. The camera pans from right to left, showing the Russian delegation present at the event. A second sequence shows a wider view of the venue hosting the launch, highlighting the formal setting and the presence of representatives tied to the expansion of Russia's state media activity abroad. A final shot shows a medium view of President Putin observing the proceedings. While the Kremlin release did not include spoken remarks from Putin or Simonyan, the images underline Moscow's effort to reinforce its media presence in key partner states. RT India is expected to operate as part of the broader RT network, which already broadcasts in multiple languages and maintains bureaus across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. Rossiya Segodnya, which includes the Sputnik news agency, functions as one of Russia's largest state media conglomerates and plays a central role in shaping the country's international messaging strategy. The timing of the launch reflects the current geopolitical environment. India has maintained a balancing position in global affairs, sustaining strong ties with Western governments while also expanding cooperation with Russia. Moscow has sought to protect and grow its partnerships with non-Western states, particularly as international sanctions and political pressure reshape its economic and diplomatic priorities. India's large consumer base and its significant digital media ecosystem make it a key market for international broadcasters seeking influence and visibility. For Russia, RT India represents an avenue to promote Moscow's narratives in a country that remains a major strategic partner. India continues to import substantial volumes of Russian crude oil and maintains long-standing defense procurement ties, including joint programs in missile systems, helicopter production, and maintenance for legacy platforms. The information domain has increasingly become an extension of these wider diplomatic and economic relationships. The RT network has pursued expansion in several regions over the past decade. It has developed multilingual services, invested in digital platforms, and sought to reach younger audiences through social media. The creation of RT India marks one of its most significant moves in South Asia. With India's rapidly growing media consumption patterns and a competitive broadcast landscape, the arrival of a new international actor reinforces how global broadcasters view the country as a critical market for geopolitical messaging. Indian authorities have not issued public statements regarding the launch at the time of reporting, and the event appears to have been organized by the Russian side in coordination with their media partners. The presence of Putin and Simonyan signals the importance Moscow attaches to the platform, framing it as part of Russia's continued outreach to India at both governmental and societal levels. The ceremony also aligns with Russia's wider diplomatic agenda during Putin's engagements in India. In recent years, Putin and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi have repeatedly emphasized strategic cooperation, focusing on energy, defense, nuclear technology, and space programs. Russia has remained one of India's main energy suppliers, as CT, particularly since shifts in global oil markets following the Ukraine conflict. The two countries also maintain regular high-level exchanges through mechanisms such as the annual Leadership Summit and the Intergovernmental Commission on Trade, Economic, Scientific, Technological and Cultural Cooperation. The introduction of RT India is expected to support Moscow's efforts to maintain visibility and articulate Russian positions within an information environment that remains highly contested. Countries across the world continue to invest in international broadcasting as part of their foreign policy toolkits, using media platforms to reach foreign audiences and shape perceptions about ongoing geopolitical developments. RT India joins a crowded space where broadcasters from the United States, the United Kingdom, China, Qatar, Germany, France and Japan already operate through cable, satellite and digital networks. India's diverse linguistic environment, wide urban-rural distribution and high mobile internet penetration create opportunities for global media players seeking influence. At the same time, increased regulatory scrutiny over foreign digital platforms remains an ongoing factor in the country's media landscape. The ceremony's visuals, distributed by the Kremlin and made available to international media partners, including AFP subscribers, focus largely on the symbolic presence of senior Russian figures rather than speeches or operational details of the new service. Putin's attendance underscores the launch as part of Russia's strategic communications agenda and its attempts to broaden reach in friendly states amid ongoing geopolitical tensions with Western governments. The launch comes at a time when the global information environment remains deeply polarized. Russia has increasingly prioritized direct outreach to non-Western audiences, seeking to counter what it views as Western-dominated narratives in international news media. India, pursuing a multi-alignment foreign policy, engages with multiple global partners while navigating its own national priorities in security, energy, and economic development. RT India is expected to provide news, analysis and programming aligned with the editorial direction of the broader RT network. Its output will likely focus on global political developments, regional security dynamics, economic trends, and Russia-India cooperation across strategic domains. The platform may also incorporate localized content designed for Indian viewers, although the Kremlin materials released so far do not specify its programming schedule, distribution partners, or launch date for regular broadcasting. Simonyan's presence at the ceremony reflects her role in overseeing Russia's international media operations. As the chief editor of both RT and Rossiya Segodnya, she supervises Russia's state-backed messaging apparatus, including overseas bureaus and multilingual digital operations. Her appearance alongside Putin at the event signals the centrality of RT India within Russia's global media strategy. The launch event occurred amid broader diplomatic activity involving Russia and India. Both countries continue to engage on energy cooperation, defense coordination, and geopolitical consultations. Moscow has repeatedly emphasized the reliability of its energy supplies to India, pointing to uninterrupted oil and commodity shipments despite global market volatility. India, for its part, has continued to diversify its energy sources while maintaining cost-effective imports from Russia. As Russia expands its communication efforts, India remains a key venue for diplomatic visibility. The country's large population, strategic geography, and global influence make it a critical partner for major powers seeking broader outreach. For Russia, strengthening its presence in India through both political engagement and media platforms represents part of a long-term approach to maintaining relevance in Asia. Across global capitals, international broadcasters continue to adapt to shifting dynamics driven by technological change, geopolitical rivalry, and evolving audience behavior. RT India enters this environment as another player in the competition to shape narratives and provide alternative framing of global events. Kremlin images from the launch show the ceremony proceeding in a formal setting, with Putin and Simonyan observing the unveiling of the platform. There were no disruptions or notable deviations captured in the footage. The emphasis remained on the symbolic nature of the launch and the visibility of senior officials in attendance. The presence of high-level Russian leadership at a media launch is itself indicative of how state-backed communication tools have become integrated into broader diplomatic strategies. Russia continues to highlight its media institutions as instruments for projecting its perspectives internationally. India's relationship with Russia, spanning decades of cooperation across multiple sectors, provides a context in which such a launch could occur with senior-level participation. The two countries maintain ongoing dialogue across areas including security, trade, technology, nuclear energy, and education. Their cooperation continues despite growing global polarization and pressure on countries to align with competing geopolitical blocs. As RT India begins operations, observers will monitor how the platform positions itself within India's complex media landscape and how it frames stories involving Russia, India, and global affairs. Given the network's history, the service is expected to emphasize narratives that reflect Moscow's interpretation of international developments. The launch event concludes another step in Russia's effort to expand its international media presence during a period of heightened global competition over information. Kremlin-released visuals depict Putin and Simonyan in attendance and showcase the formal environment of the ceremony in New Delhi. The introduction of RT India marks a significant expansion of Russia's state-backed media into the Indian market, reinforcing the country's diplomatic messaging strategy and adding another layer to its cooperation with one of its key international partners. The launch of RT India underscores Russia's ongoing effort to strengthen its strategic communication channels abroad while reinforcing its partnership with India at a pivotal moment in global affairs.